Hi dear friends, welcome to my channel. It's Akshay Dhare by Devraj. Let's start today newspaper reading. I hope you guys are working towards to improve our communication in English. Let me open the newspaper. Today newspaper. Tomorrow is civil service examination. I wish you everyone have a great day and wish you good luck. So start reading the newspaper for 30 to 35 minutes. Let's start today's newspaper. Let's see what is in the front page. Yes, 24 more to join state ministry today. Only 6 religion options make it to next census form. Suburban Rail K ride in white seat and Comet K 2023 entrance exam tomorrow. SC refuses to hear plea against opening of parliament by PM. Trapped on a dating site, woman loses legs to cyber fraud. A 37-year-old woman's love for a man she came in contact with a popular dating site has burnt a deep hole in her pocket as she ended up paying 4.5 lakh to the person posing as a Delhi airport official. Rajini, a name changer, was approached by a man on Tinder who registered under a fake name. Advise Advik Chopra after swiping right on her profile on the app, to which she responded positively. Later, both began a conversation on WhatsApp. While his profile said he was based out of Mumbai, during their conversation, he said he was a medical practitioner in London that you came into direct contact about a month back. The victim, who is currently working in Bangalore, told the Hindu he was soft spoken and gave an impression that he is a caring person. For about a month, we were in touch through WhatsApp. Gradually, he gained my trust and I eventually fell in love with him. Meeting in person, Mr. Rajani said that one day Chopra expressed the desire to meet in person and said he would fly from London to Bangalore via Dubai. On May 17th, I received a phone call from an unknown number, and the person identified as an official attached with the Airport Authority of India. Mr. Rajani said. Mistress Rajani said the official, who later turned out to be a fraudster, told her that Chopra was who arrived at the Delhi airport had unaccounted cash and needed to be exchanged, for which first endorsement should be done, failing which he could not fly down to Bangalore. The officer asked 68,500 for endorsement, 1.8 lakh as fees, and 2.06 lakh for other processing charges. The woman transacted money from our account to the bank details shared by the officer. After sending about 4.5 lakh, he again asked money towards paying GST. As I believed Chopra came all the way from London to meet me, I was pained by the trouble he encountered. I simply wanted to help Chopra get out of the airport, Mr. Sajani said, growing as suspicious. However, she grew suspicious when the speak officer asked for an additional 6 lakh for GST. When she started inquiring more, the call was disconnected. Chopra also went incommunicado. This is when I realized I was cheated. Mr. Rajani said immediately after this, his profile on Tinder was also deleted. The cyber police probing the case said there had been many instances of fraudsters using genuine dating apps to lure victims. Deployment of electric vehicles will reduce carbon dioxide emissions in the city by 2030, says study. While carbon dioxide emissions are expected to increase by 25%, nitrogen oxides are expected to increase by 13%, and particular particulate matter emissions by 8%, said the study. Suburban Rail K ride in white seat tender was 12 stations on gay corridor. These include two elevated stations, two elevated interchange stations, and eight grade stations. India's first subscription-based business aviation startup, India's Jet launches operations. Bharati Nagar police nabbed two in vehicle theft case. Instrumental music festival at Guyana Samaja. Metro services to begin early tomorrow in view of civil services prelims exams. Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority issues weather warnings on SMS. 21st edition of the Hindu Education Plus Career Counseling from June 3rd. Women versus and the VCs and the leaders conclave kickstarts at MAHE Alanka. Comet K 2023 entrance exam to be held tomorrow. 28-year-old auto rickshaws driver donates heart. Schools part of this program see 100% pass in ICSE examination. Dragging waste on mats and cardboards. Poor Karmikas tile without basic resources. BBMP withdrew push carts about 2 years ago. Many contractors refused to take waste collected by workers from the streets. Youth assaulted in Bankal, Modigere Taluk. FIR against Ashwath Narayana transport to Mandya Rural Police. What do retirement homes have for? Senior living communities promise round-the-clock services to their residents. Healthcare, peace of mind, and emotional support are customized for a price. Lack of equality healthcare and safety, tackling boredom, managing household help, and cooking every day are some of the inconveniences are as a senior living space solves. 9 to become a minister for first time. Lakshmi Abalkar will be the only woman in the 34-member cabinet which has a fair representation in terms of caste and communities. This election decided future of the country. Congress government will collapse if it bans RSS, Bajrang Dal or BJP. I just wanted to tell those in the Congress government that your ministerial cars with beacon lights will have to be returned in such an eventuality as yours government will collapse within 3 months. Gaurav Gupta gets concurrent charge. Kumaraswamy accuses Congress of winning election through malpractice in 45 to 50 seats. Deve Gowda to lead a national farmers' struggle. Literally critic G.H. Nayak dead. Income tax officials attacked in Karur during searches. 4 senior IT officials were admitted to the Government Medical College Hospital in Karur. SC stays SC order to release Gangi Reddy on bail. To serve with love, a tale of Kerala-Bhutan relations. Kerala hotelier murdered, body cut and dumped in suitcases. Hari Kompam could be looking for a way back, say exports. On-bill numbers rise in Western Ghats with tribals' help. Sedition and its roots in rudeness as an offense. Let's read this editorial page, guys. So on March 30, the Lahore High Court annulled the Office of Sedition in the Pakistan Penal Code. Embarrassingly, around the same time in India, the police registered a series of complaints in Delhi and in Ahmedabad, and also arrested several people, including owners of the printing press involved for posting anti-government and specifically anti-Modi posters across town. The detainees were not accused of sedition but were booked for criminal conspiracy to cause public mischief and to deface public property. The printing press is alleged to have breached some provision of the Press and Regulation of Registration of Books Act 1867. A rose by any other name, the law that was struck down in Lahore is almost identical to India's Section 124A, which seeks to criminalize words that bring into hatred or contempt or excite disaffection towards the government established by law. In India, too, a challenge is pending before the Supreme Court. The law is in abeyance, although not formally struck down. Yet the logic of the law of sedition, which demands reverence to established ideas and to those who expose them, survives. Pakistan has a thriving practice in the use of the law of blasphemy, exercised usually on its poorest citizens. India, which is secular and does not criminalize blasphemy, has a near approximation in the hurting of sentiments. The state recently arrested actor Chetan Kumar and remanded him to 14 days in judicial custody before granting him bail and threatening to revoke his overseas citizenship. For his tweet on Hindutva, it would seem that while constitutional courts are examining the validity of the law of sedition, its defining logic has already leaped forward and transplanted itself into several different provisions of law that criminalize speech. Socially, we have always understood bad rudeness, Batamiz, not so much in terms of the contents of speech, but rather more in terms of who spoke and to whom. An older person could have been railing at a sullen teenager, but the Batamizi occurs only when the teenager answers back. At my old fashioned school in Patna, answering back was among us the gravest of sins. This understanding of ill mannered or offensive speech applies in the same hierarchical way to all manner of social relationships. It's always the security guard at the gated apartments, the domestic worker, or the street vendor who is Batamiz. A book called Dancing to the Precipice suggests that the French had recognized this understanding of Batamizi as being contributory to inequality of status. After the French Revolution, the more prototype form of you, which is wow, how was prescribed. It became obligated to use tum, since it was believed that it would lead to more fraternity and consequently to more equality. Of course, modernity and capitalism have long been imagined to break such hierarchies. We might imagine that Batamizi in fact flourishes in our commercially driven TV studios. I would argue, though, that while that may be true in form, it is not true in substance, like much of capitalism's ostensible challenge to social hierarchies. These debates, in fact, reinforce social and political power. The state, through its officials, has appropriated for itself a station quite at the top in the hierarchy of social positions. Thus, the lowest state functionary addresses the citizen in the most commanding voice, as if that were the natural order of things. In edgy encounters between citizen and state authority, who would ever imagine the showing commanding post-colonial policeman had as disruptive? I describe him as Batamiz. Law and order issues arise only when the policeman is challenged. When the citizen hackers the policeman or bangs at the barricades, but never in the policeman's own arbitrary commands to the citizen. In present times, this relationship of power and attendant courtesies of normalization of endorsement is more explicitly extended to political power and to all the ideas that such power exports. The use of law, unless checked by the constitutional courts, often tends to mirror these social political relations of power. It is increasingly mirroring in it now. The practice of prosecuting speech offenses borrows from an understanding that offensive or disruptive speech emanates from those who are either inferior in established social or political hierarchies, or outsiders to the reigning narratives of the time. Consequently, offenses are framed mostly against those who challenge political or social power and its attendant narratives. Theoretically, anybody may be prosecuted for defacement of public property, irrespective of the contents of the graffiti. In the event, prosecution usually follows the logic of Batamizi or sedition, focusing mostly on content. We have always had a problem of entrenched hierarchical relations, most prominently in the form of caste. Our understanding of violence and sexual violence is mediated by this understanding. But for those hierarchies to be now reflected in law in a way that speech is made prosecutable depending on whom it targets, points to the entangled relationship of law and society. What else would explain the variance in the political and legal perception of certain statements as defamatory, while others form popular political sense and continue unmediated? All terrorists are Muslim. All beneficiaries of a reservations lazy. We often see prosecutors vociferously attacking a certain speech as grave and demand damaging to someone's reputations while tolerating other violent speech as innocuous. Of course, the court do not always endorse the prosecutor's views and sometimes even call out the power play mutating logic of sedition. The Supreme Court have pronounced the judgment in the media one case which addresses the logic of sedition and Abbatamizi. Hence, it struck down the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting decision to not renew the broadcast license for the channel on grounds that their programming was anti-establishment and was a threat to national security. The court said that the critical views of the channel, Media One, and policies of the government cannot be termed anti-social establishment. The use of such a terminology in itself represents an expectation that the press must support the establishment. The action of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting by Dynast denying security clearance to a media channel on the basis of the views with the channel is constitutionally entitled to hold produces a chilling effect on freedom of speech and in particularly on freedom, and further that this restriction on the freedom of the press compels citizens to think along the same tangent, a homogenized view on issues that range from socio-economic policy to political ideologies would pose grave dangers to democracy. The code specifically decreed the cavalier manner in which the state uses national security as a catchphrase to censor speech. The state is using national security as a tool to deny citizens remedies that are provided under the law. This is not compatible with the rule of law. We also hold that national security claims cannot be made out of thin air. The judgment speaks to the mutating, resettling a logic of the law of sedition. In that sense, it is even more important than a mere striking down of Section 124A, only if it is a continued engagement, of course. So it's about the right to speech and sedition and its roots in rudeness as an offense. A fountain adopt the people's hopes and aspirations. So let me read these. In its 75th years of independence, India is set to witness a historic moment with the inauguration of the new Parliament House on May 28th. After using a parliament building that is nearly a century old and symbolized a colonial era, we finally have a new structure in independent India. It reflects the vision and aspirations of a country that has evolved significantly since 1947. Some people may be misled by the idea that this is a new parliament setup, but the new building will be another extension of the existing parliament complex to signify the speed of change and continuity. The journey of our parliament from what it was yesterday to what it would be in the future. The whole building gave direction to independent India, while the new one will be. Huh? The president officers of the past have also emphasized the need to find a better solution. In 2012, the Speaker, Meera Kumar, stated that the Parliament building was weeping and approved a high powered committee to look for an alternative complex. In 2015, the Speaker, Sumitra Mahajan, wrote to the Prime Minister for Urban Affairs to have a new Parliament building with modern facilities. All this points to the fact that the new building, Parliament building, should have been constructed at least a decade ago. If not earlier, this issue was taken up on priority under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. A detailed plan to build a start of the art Parliament was set in motion, and its foundation was laid in December 2020. In just 2.5 years, this building has been more made ready for use. After the work began, India went through the three waves of COVID 19. However, the safety of workers was given priority so that construction could continue. Equipped for the needs of for today. The new building is more spacious, energy efficient, and accessible. It has the most updated technology, which makes it well equipped for future needs as well. While laying the foundation of the new Parliament building, the Prime Minister emphasized increasing the efficiency of MPs and modernizing our work culture. In the new building, we will be able to accommodate various languages with state of the art facilities for simultaneous interpretations, as well as better features for audio visual communication as compared to the existing Parliament. Better gadgets, access to an e-library, and important reports will be easily accessible for members from the seats. This will enhance the capacity of legislators and improve the efficiency of the state secretaries of parliament. The building has publicly accessible museum grade galleries and a constitution hall that showcases India's age old history of democracy. India is not the first country to have constructed a new parliament building due to paucity of space and to meet the changing needs. A new parliament house was constructed in 1988 in Australia in front of the old one. Then the iconic United States Capitol, which was constructed in 1793, has seen several upgrades. The Parliament building of Israel, built in 1966, was upgraded with new wings in 1981 and again in 1999. The Canadian Senate building was closed recently for major renovation, and the settings were conducted in a makeshift arrangement. The inauguration of a new parliament building presents an opportunity for us to seriously introspect on our parliamentary conduct to make parliament more efficient and productive. The trend of increasing disruptions and long periods of deadlock is antithetical, antithetical to the demands for politics to respond to the complex governance challenges of our time. One hopes that adequate functional space and modern facilities for the members will contribute to reducing friction and enabling serious discussions. In the coming years, as this complex expands, each member will have their own dedicated space for interacting with people from their constituencies. A modern legislature is required to work in tune with the challenges of time. The country has already paid huge costs, social and economic, due to the absence of laws when needed the most. The world is changing fast and is on the verge of a tectonic shift due to the emergence of machine learning and artificial intelligence. The new parliament building should remind us to prepare and equip ourselves to face up the new challenges as a fountain ahead of the people's hopes and aspirations, particularly those of the younger generations. It would work as a lighthouse to guide us in our ambitious journey to build Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. Ek Bharat has Shrestha Bharat. A younger lot without Nadal, there is no clear favorite at Roland Garros. This is about forest. Harry Compam still comes for rise. The troublemaking Tusker wood attacks homes and shops for rice has been shifted by the Forest Department to a new home in a Periyar Tiger Reserve on the Kerala Tamil Nadu border. Wildlife experts feel this ongoing experiment in conservation through translocation will serve as a blueprint for the future handling of human wildlife conflict. Congress kept a sacred symbol as walking stick, says Allah. Says Shah. Only six selection options make it to census form. Souvenirs shows Spectre was given to Mountbatten. New building will make every Indian proud. PM. Petition by Gandhis against transfer of IT assessment dismissed. Delhi court allows Rahul Gandhi pleas for NOC for passport. Modi must apologize for 9 years of betrayal, says Congress. Amit Shah to visit Rio hit Manipur on May 29th. Don't attack us, we are elected by the people, Manipur CM. European Union official seeks to allay India's concerns on carbon tax. India and Nepal may sign facts on energy and water during Prachanda's 4-day visit. Six minor tribes in Manipur are Nagas. Indus Water Treaty Center advises J&K to scale up efforts for better utilization. All MBBS graduates can provisionally register. Navy ISRO released training a plan for Gaganyaan crew. SC grants medical bail to former Delhi Minister Jain. Union Food Ministry counters Congress says fortified rice is safe. New Chief Justice is appointed to Madras, Bombay High Court. UPC plans criminal action against two candidates. Union Public Service Commission said on Friday that it was considering criminal and disciplinary panel against action against two candidates up for claiming selection in the civil service examination, the results of which were declared earlier this week. The case relates to Aisha Makrani from Madhya Pradesh and Tushar, who fraudulently claimed that they have been recommended by the Commission in the Civil Service Examination 2022 against two roll numbers of genuinely recommended candidates. It said the claims of both persons are fake. They have forged the documents in their favor to buttress their claims, said the statement issued by the UPSC on Friday. Air India plane to Vancouver supposed snag land safety. Darjeeling to join the list of most polluted cities of West Bengal reveals study. There can be no laxity with the quality of medicine. Many forms of varaha. Musk Neuralink says cleared for human test of brain implants. One dead in Russian missile strike at a medical clinic in Ukraine. British cycling to ban transgender women from females category. 12 hospitalized after man opens plane door mid-air on Asiana flight. Pro-Imran protesters to be tried in military courts. Interior Minister says Imran Khan is the architect of violent protests. The 33 persons handed over to army authorities are accused of trespassing on and vandalizing sensitive military installations. Bhutan, China claim progress in boundary export group talks. In Nepal, a pledging political organizations gives traditional parties a run for their money. SEBI to ease passive fund rules soon. NCLAT sets aside NCLT order on G Sony merger. Fed was in doubt after strong US data. City Union Bank Q4 net rises 4% to 218 crore. Sindhu and Pranay move into the semi-finals. Srikanth knocked out Elpenor in final may score an encore in the Warhammer Million. Gill Masterclass sings Mumbai Indians Titans in final. Rashid believes Sai Sudarshan will be a key player in future. Senior batters have to deliver in a WTC final, says MSK Prashad. Indian defense scrambles in tying minutes as team loses to Belgium. Arjun finishes strongly to claim Sajja Masters title. Compatriot Gukesh remains unbeaten in finishing third in a unique event where all 78 participants were GMs with an average rating of 26-17. United thrashes Chelsea to secure his CL return. Holger Rune, a great dance in the making. The 20-year-old is rated highly by Novak Djokovic, who sees a lot of himself in the former junior world number one from Denmark. Djokovic has also backated a Rune with the world number one Carlos Alcaraz, calling them the leaders of a generational shift in men's tennis. After a strong run in the European clay court season, the ward number 6 will be one to watch at Ronald Garros. I want to win a Grand Slam this year. I hope it can be achieved at the French Open. If not, I hope to make it in the another two Grand Slams. Can Dortmund hand Bayern's decade-long monopoly? The Ruhr Valley club is 2 points clear of the Bavarian Powers going into the final round of Bundesliga matches this season. If it finishes above the reigning time champion, Dortmund will have completed a stunning turnaround, having languished in 6th place at the winter break. I don't want to think about any part. I am only thinking about the games against Mainz. If we deserve to be champions, then we will be. Yes, I hope it will be very useful. So I'm going to end this video. See you in the upcoming videos. At least read 42 minutes to 40 minutes to 2 hours to become very to be very effective. So I hope you guys enjoy the reading. See you in the upcoming videos, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.